base, the freshman. Behind the dish in the 5-hole, Maddie Farrell. In the 6th spot, Shelby Press playing left field. In the 7-hole, Taylor Farrell, the second baseman. In the 8-hole, the freshman, Emily Jansen playing first base. And in the 9th spot, Lauren Pasco in right field. On the mound for the Spartans is Sam Kay. She's currently sitting at a 2-2 record this season. For the Fighting Knights, leading off, Frances Alexa, in right field. In the 2-hole, Mackenzie Wyatt in center field. In the 3 spot, Carolina Flores, who's playing shortstop. The first baseman, Elizabeth Diaz, in the 4 spot. In the 5-hole, Victoria Rios behind the dish. Kayla Sheffield at designated player. Aaron Sunduk playing left field in the 7th spot. Shale Aronson at second base. And in the 9th spot, Brittany Purser playing third. In the circle for the Fighting Knights, Allison Jameson, who's a 6-1 record and has a 2.13 ERA so far in this early season for the Lynn Fighting Knights.
Today's game will be officiated by crew chief Lisa Pierce. She'll be calling balls and strikes. At first base will be Tracy Olson-Oliver. Today's game start is 1 o'clock, and the weather is overcast. Now, Don, we saw a game yesterday that was completely dominated by McKaylee Dooley. As we talked about, Frances Alexa was going nose for nose with her. She did a great job in herself, but it was all McKaylee Dooley for the Spartans.
Yeah, it was definitely a pitcher's duel for the Spartans last night and for the Fighting Knights. Both of the pitchers came out with a heck of a performance as McKaylee Dooley went 7 innings strong, 9 strikeouts, only allowing 2 base hits, versus Frances Alexa, who went 6 strong innings, only allowing 4 hits, and the 1 run came in the first inning. Christina Klauberg did a great job setting up the Spartans in the first with a double, and then Bailey Phillips, the freshman, came through in a clutch spot early on in the ball game and drove in Christina Klauberg. But from then on, Frances Alexa kind of shut the door, and it was a pitcher's duel from there on out.
That's a great point. Once McKaylee Dooley got that lead in the first inning, she never looked back. It was smooth sailing from there. And that was a chopper that Bailey Phillips had to second base. Christina Klauberg, as you mentioned, was on third. And Phillips ran hard out of the box, and she beat it by a split-second errant throw. And that was the difference maker there. So it'll be interesting to see what head coach Amy Belisari for the Fighting Knights tells her team after getting a night of rest. They have a doubleheader here. Spartans, though, now sitting at an impressive 15-9 on the season, 6-4 in Sunshine State Conference play. So we'll get ready. We'll take a moment to stand for our national anthem. We'll be right back.
University of Tampa and Lynn University also open sportsmanship by student athletes, coaching, and spectators.
As we prepare to start the first of this doubleheader, take a look at Spartans pitcher who will be in the circle today, Sam Kay. Sam Kay enters this match with a 2.67 ERA, 21 strikeouts, and 2 wins on the season. The southpaw sophomore, 5'6", out of Watchung, New Jersey, And Dom, this is the lone southpaw on the Tampa Spartans. What do you look to see early from Sam Kay as she prepares to try to shut down this very explosive Lynn Fighting Knights lineup?
First of all, I think she needs to go as long as possible in this game, try to give Kaylee Dooley a little bit of a rest before game 3 of the series, where it's an expectation that we'll see Dooley on the mound again. But the other thing for Sam Kay this afternoon is she's got to own the zone. In a few of her appearances so far this season, she's given up more than a few walks. So the free base runners does not help her situation. So hopefully today she can hone in on the zone and really focus in on what she's got to do in the circle.
Absolutely, and the Spartans take the field as we get ready. Cloudy day today. Do not expect much sun, so see how the Spartans handle after a beautiful night we saw last night. We talked about it a little bit, but Florida Tech with the upset over Emory-Riddle, for those of you, both sides, since these two teams are in the Sunshine State Conference play, just shows that any team can beat any team on any given day. So despite the Spartans winning last night, they need to bring their A game against this very potent Lynn team that's trying to avenge the 1-0 loss last night. Spartans in their white uniforms today. I think we talked about it a good amount last night, Dom. The youth of this Spartans team taking stellar strides in terms of making improvements from game 1 to where we are now at currently 15-9. So the Spartans have already played 24 games on the season, slowly flying by us. What have you been most impressed with the young Spartans really blossoming here in the early going?
I just think the way they've been able to come in and produce, essentially. They're getting the opportunities, and they're taking full advantage of it. Here this afternoon, you see the corners are full of freshmen, and you've got pitcher and catcher, both sophomores. So they've got a lot to build on for the next couple years. But right here in the present day, they're playing very, very well for the opportunity that they've been given.
Definitely. We are seeing very similar lineups from last night. We have Taylor Farrell for the Spartans playing second base. And Alexa, who is the pitcher, she'll be playing right field. She'll lead it off as we prepare for the first of this doubleheader. Sam Kay gets ready in the circle. It's lefty versus lefty action right now to start us off.
Yeah, as we mentioned a lot last night, Francis Alexa is a force at the plate for the Fighting Knights.
In at the corners. First pitch from Sam Kay. Taking ball 1. Kay is behind in the count 2-0. We were talking about it, Dom. The key for her success is to get ahead early, and that's something we saw with Kaylee Dooley. She doesn't mess around, so trying to find the strike zone is Sam Kay now.
Yeah, Kaylee Dooley was pretty dominant last night. She owned every part of the strike zone. And that had a large part to do with her 9 strikeouts, and she really dealt, and she cruised to the victory last night. 7 strong innings, and after getting the first run in the first inning, she didn't look back.
2-2 the count as Sam Kay works back. Alexa is the lone international player. She's from Delta, British Columbia, Canada, the senior. Kay is ready. Alexa's ready. And the payoff. Hits the front knee of Alexa as Sam Kay kind of scratches her head there. Not what she wanted to do. And Alexa sports good speed for this Fighting Knight team as a force to be reckoned with on the base paths.
Yeah, definitely not the situation she wants to be in, giving up the leadoff hitter on a free pass like that, especially with the 2-2 count. It was a place where she should have put her away, but she skipped that one in, and it was an easy base there for Alexa.
Getting ahead on Mackenzie Wyatt, the center fielder for Lynn. A healthy crowd on deck here. Thanks again for joining us. 0-2 the count. Sam Kay looking for a put-away pitch, so to speak, here. She enters this match with 21 strikeouts. Perhaps maybe some off-speed or a high-rising fastball.
It'll be different for these Fighting Knights hitters tonight, this afternoon, seeing the left-handed pitcher compared to Dooley coming from the right side.
We fully expect Michaela Dooley to be in the circle for the second game of this doubleheader, so length is something to look out for Sam K here. 2-2 the count.
The other thing is if the Spartans can get a win here and then look to Dooley in the third game for the sweep, it'll be a key part in this conference series.
2-2 on its way. Could not hold up. She gone. First strikeout of the game for Sam K. Carolina Flores, shortstop. Next up at the dish for the Fighting Knights.
Now batting number 20, Carolina Flores.
Every game obviously important, Dom, but those inter-conference games, they seem to have a little bit more impact. As this one's chopped to Clawberg, going the short way, getting the lead runner, throwing onwards to Taylor Farrell. Nice play there by Clawberg.
Yeah, it was a good job by Clawberg, making sure she got one out, not trying to force it. Great job by Taylor Farrell to get there and stretch out and make the play at second base.
Now batting number 6, Elizabeth Diaz.
Elizabeth Diaz, first baseman, batting cleanup for the Fighting Knights. Next up to face Sam K. Takes strike one. The 0-1. Runner, swipe tag, got him! What a throw by Maddie Farrell, throwing to Christina Clawberg with the swipe tag, and that will catch Carolina Flores trying to steal.
That was a heck of a job by Maddie Farrell there. Ready to gun her down at second base. And we're on to the bottom half of the first inning.
Let's take a look, Dom, at this freshman that goes on the rubber for the Fighting Knights, Allison Jameston, only a freshman out of Valrico, Florida, 5'8". She leads this team. We were talking pregame. She has 6 wins on the season with only 1 loss. What do you know and what do you expect for those who are not familiar with Jameston from a Spartan perspective? What are the keys to her getting going?
See, the one thing about Jameston is she's started in 8 games. She's got a 6-1 record, but she's only got 14 strikeouts. So it'll be interesting to see if the Spartans can put the ball in play and make this Lynn defense field their positions. And the thing with the Spartans is they do draw a lot of walks, but Jameston only has given up 9 walks so far this season. So it's going to be very interesting, 2 completely different spectrums, and see if the Spartans can take advantage of Jameston really throwing the ball over the plate and giving the hitters an opportunity to put the ball in play.
Definitely is. Serena Cortez, the center fielder, awaits as we get ready for the Spartans' first at-bats of the game. Sam K with an impressive inning, just the hits batman. That was the only blemish in the first half of the first inning for the Spartans, but the Fighting Knights meet in the middle of the circle, trying to give the freshman Jameston some confidence here as Serena Cortez leads it off for your Tampa Spartans.
We're showing you the lineup here for the Spartans as Cortez leads off with Clawberg in the 2-hole and Dooley, a designated player here today, in the 3 spot for the Spartans.
Cortez is ready. Jameston's ready. Let's do it. And the first pitch. Taken, strike 1. I think the key for the Spartans is to get that ball elevated. You mentioned only 14 strikeouts, and that one is served into right field. Making the catch is Alexa. We saw her in the circle last night. She moves over to right field. And Christina Clawberg, the junior shortstop, up to the plate for the Spartans.
It'll be a big spot here for Clawberg. Try to get the game started as she did yesterday. She led off the game with a double to left center field and then scored on a base hit by Bailey Phillips. That will be lined into center field for the second out of the inning.
It's a matter of luck. She hit that one on a button, but directly at the center fielder, Mackenzie Wyatt. Now 2 down quickly for the Spartans. It's the designated player, McKaylee Dooley.
Now, Dooley's not in the circle here in game 2, so maybe her full focus will be at the plate, and she'll be able to make something happen.
Running hard, Dooley got her by a half step. Strong throw by Carolina Flores. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the freshman Jameston. That will conclude the first inning. We will be back momentarily. As we get ready for the start of the second inning, let's take a look at the Spartans' upcoming schedule. They will next play Friday, March 16th at Nova Southeastern. It'll be a 6 o'clock start. Then they'll play the same Nova Southeastern team Saturday at 12 o'clock noon for a doubleheader before coming back home to the Namoli Family Stadium on March 23rd. That's a Friday, as they play 6 o'clock Embry-Riddle. And they'll play Embry-Riddle Saturday, March 24th, 12 o'clock noon for a doubleheader. So Sunshine State Conference play we are seeing for the Spartans upcoming. So Elizabeth Diaz grounds one directly at Emily Jansen. 1 down, 1 pitch. Next up, Victoria Rios, the catcher for the Fighting Knights.
Show you this Fighting Knights starting lineup one more time here this afternoon.
Rios, junior out of Miami, Florida. Infield playing straight up as well as the outfield. And 2 quickly. Sam Kay ahead. She's done a nice job settling down after hitting Francis Alexa on the first at-bat of the game. Kay's going to look for the put-away pitch here on 0-2. The 1-2. We'll do it again.
Yeah, last night in game 1, Rios was 0 for 3. So it'll be interesting to see if she can get a couple base hits for the Fighting Knights here this afternoon.
Definitely she's the number 5 hitter for this Fighting Knights lineup. And the payoff. One is punched out in the right field. That's a base hit.
That's a good job. Good job by Maddie Farrell backing up the play. An aggressive throw by Lauren Pasco in right field. Not in time. A little bit of an errant throw by the right fielder. And Jansen was not able to come up with it.
Rios does have 5 stolen bases on the season. Always a threat to run. Be the designated player for Lynn, Kayla Sheffield, the sophomore out of Auburndale, Florida. This could be 2. There's 1. We see interesting
Good
play
slide
there
by Victoria Rios breaking up the double play.
Yeah,
Not
sliding.
exactly a dirty slide because it was towards the base. Taylor Farrell, the senior for the Spartans, wasn't able to make the turn and throw to first. Good job to be able to get one out, not worry about getting two, because she could have turned and threw it, but it might have went errant throw, maybe into the dugout or something like that. So good job, way to just get one out, and now we've got two on the inning.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it would have been a hard relay to get it, if anything. So impressive work by Klallberg, throwing to Farrell, getting the lead runner, 2 down. As next up is Erin Sunduk, the left fielder.
Yeah, that's the off-speed there by Sam Kay. She's gone to that a lot this season, and it's a good pitch. Way to get the hitters off bounce.
Kay's ready. Sunduk's ready. Let's do it. Chopper at Farrell. Makes the play. Strong throw to Jansen. And Sam Kay works in and out of trouble. Still no hits on the board. We will be back right after this. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. Alongside Dom Galone, I'm Connor Moore. Overcast Saturday afternoon. It's the third baseman in the cleanup spot. Bailey Phillips had the lone ribby last night for the Spartans. We talked about that. She's up looking to do some damage against Allison Jameson.
Yeah, as you see here, the season stats for Bailey Phillips. She's batting .385, one of the top hitters for the Spartans, and she's already got 7 RBIs and a homer tacked on to her freshman statistics here for the Spartans. It's a great contribution, and they have plenty of the freshman contributions coming through for the University of Tampa. As later on you'll see Emily Jansen, and waiting in the wings on the bench is Emily Profit, who played last night and did a great job in the designated player role.
Definitely. Bailey Phillips looks poised at the plate. Does not look like a freshman in the slightest. She looks very comfortable up there. Jameson's ready. Phillips is ready as we prepare to start the bottom half of the second inning. There's a strike. Off-speed pitch. Outside, 1-1. The 1-1, chopped to second base. Play will be made there by Aronson. Onwards to Diaz. Now we'll see Maddie Farrell, catcher for the Spartans.
Yeah, this is one of 2 sisters in the lineup. Maddie Farrell is the sophomore of the 2, and she's done a great job behind the plate, controlling the game, and really calling a good game for either Dooley or Kay, whoever's in the circle.
This one is floated on the right field line, foul. Yeah, only a sophomore, Maddie Farrell. Does a great job calling games for both Kay and Dooley behind the plate. Sometimes you only give the pitcher credit, but catcher is equally as important. Jameson not happy with that, looking in to Pierce on that one, asking where that one was. Count 1-1. Sky high.
As we keep coming back to this, is a big conference series here for the Spartans and the Fighting Knights. Fighting Knights sit at 5-5, and the Spartans sit at 6-4 in the conference. So just a game difference. Last night made a big difference, and now this afternoon, whoever can take the series will presumably hold on to third place in the conference. Last night, Embry-Riddle lost to Florida Tech, and Embry-Riddle held second place in the standings. This afternoon, they'll take on for another doubleheader.
Yeah, Palm Beach Atlantic's having quite a season. They're doing a phenomenal job. I don't think too many people saw that coming, so credit Palm Beach Atlantic. PBA doing a good job out there. But like you said, Florida Tech with the upset over Embry-Riddle. Any team can beat any team on any given day despite the record. Shelby Press awaits on deck. Left fielder for the Spartans. She seemed to kind of settle into that number 6 spot in the lineup. We've seen her in the leadoff and second place a few times this season. This one's going to be trouble. Cut off nicely by Alexa. That'll limit Farrell to a single. First hit of the game for your Spartans.
Now I'm going to make a prediction here. Shelby Press might lay one down for a base hit. She's been able to show the wheels a lot this season, and Coach Cantor has really relied on her when showing hands and getting the bunt down. On Wednesday against Chestnut Hill College, Shelby Press laid down a beautiful hit for a bunt. She showed it very late. She was able to manage her way on base. She doesn't show hands on this first pitch, but it could be interesting to see throughout this game. Coach Cantor looks for Shelby Press to use her wheels.
Absolutely. 4 stolen bases on the season for Press, leading the Spartans. The 1-0. Inside now, a hitter's count for Press, 2-0. Three and 0, the count for Press. Dom, do you give her the green light here?
Probably not at this point early on in the game. You want to try to make their pitcher, Allison Jameston, throw as many pitches as possible. Because if you make her throw a lot of pitches here early on in the game, she won't go the distance, presumably, as there's already somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Lynn Fighting Knights.
And the payoff. Press floats one, taking charge and making the play is the third baseman, Purser. Now Taylor Farrell up to the plate is Maddie Farrell. Her sister is on first.
Now another reason why you don't give the 3-0 green light there is because, as you saw on a 3-1 pitch, she still wasn't in control of the at-bat. Even assistant coach Denise Rubio gave her a hand motion like the swing was very, very long. And with a 3-1 count, you want to find something in your wheelhouse that you can drive. And with a long swing like that, she wasn't able to get the job done. Farrell, Maddie Farrell in first, and Taylor Farrell at the plate.
Off-speed pitch by Jameston. Could not find the strike zone. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, it looked like she might have hit the side of her leg as she was delivering the pitch there.
Taylor Farrell rips one down the left field line. This one will fall foul.
See, Taylor Farrell played in 32 games last season, driving in 18 RBIs. And with a 3.08 average, it's kind of surprising that she hasn't gotten more at-bats this season. However, she's 3 for 31 this year. She'll try to get a couple hits this afternoon playing here in Game 2.
Yeah, kind of a platoon between her and Erica Matic over there at second base. The 1-2. This one might fall, and it will. There's a base hit, and both Farrells are on base now for Emily Jansen, the first baseman for the Spartans.
Spartans got 2 hits this afternoon, and both of them coming from the Farrell sisters.
Left fielder Sunduke wasn't quite sure if she wanted to make a diving attempt for that. Plays it safe and concedes the base hit.
Yeah,
would have been a tough play.
That left fielder Sunduke out there is playing pretty deep, especially with this being the 8-hitter for the Spartans now coming up, Emily Jansen. But it's kind of surprising to see how far she is. I guess she's trying to cut off the doubles and keep everything in front of her. Here with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Opportunity
for Jansen to cash in, and this one's going to fall, and they will send Maddie Farrell, and going to second there is Jansen. So heads up base running by the Spartans. They get on the board. Give the RBI to Jansen. Advancing to third, Taylor Farrell, and scoring is Maddie Farrell.
That's a huge hit by Emily Jansen, the freshman for the Spartans. It's her 5th RBI on the season. And we were talking about trying to play deep as an outfielder and play no doubles defense, and sure enough, Jansen gets there anyway. Driving in Maddie Farrell, coming from second base.
So now Lauren Pasco, the number 9 hitter, with a monumental opportunity right here. 2 runners on, and they're both in scoring position for Pasco. Opportunity to cash in.
Taylor Farrell on third, Emily Jansen on second, with Pasco at the plate. Pasco had 1 at bat last night, and she did not reach base. Her and Lauren Ray is currently in a platoon rollout in right field. And it'll be interesting to see if Pasco can take advantage of this opportunity starting in Game 2.
The 1-1 from Jamestown. This one goes behind the plate. A nice play there by the catcher Rios, throwing to Jamestown. As that one rebounded a little bit quicker than I think Taylor Farrell thought. They get her out, and that will conclude the second inning. 1-0 Spartans. We'll be right back.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Thank you.
Leading off for the Fighting Knights, Shale Aronson, second baseman, batting 8th.
Aronson went 0 for 2 in the series opener last night. It's the bottom of the lineup, so it'll be huge for Sam Kay to take advantage of it. Try to get 2 outs before Francis Alexa, the famous leadoff hitter, comes up for the Fighting Knights.
In at the corners for Aronson, first pitch outside. Sam Kay has a nice rhythm right now for the Spartans. Only conceding 1 hit through the first 2 innings. Look to build off that.
Yeah, she's really building on the season. She opened her season against number 18 ranked Valdosta State, giving up 11 earned runs. However, since then, she's only given up 4 earned runs in 7 appearances.
When you have an ace like McKaylee Dooley, it's pivotal to have someone follow up, and Sam Kay has done a terrific job doing that for the Spartans. Enters this game with a 2.67 ERA. Ahead in the count, 1-2, and the payoff. Chopper foul.
So what was the most impressive thing to you last night in that ball game where the Spartans were able to take the 1-0 victory?
I think the main thing for the Spartans is was fouled off. I think the most important thing I saw from the Spartans last night, they can look to build off that, is just the ability to get even a narrow 1-run lead and to be comfortable with that and not have to be overwhelmed. They were in the driver's seat from the get-go after they had that one-run advantage in the first inning. So really taking the lead and not looking back. And I look to see that today. They have a one-run lead as they scored in the second inning. So get that lead and then just be in cruise control from there.
Yeah, that poise comes in part to 15 games played where the result has come within 2 runs. So the Spartans are used to that, as that's a base hit driven into deep left center field, and that'll get 2, maybe even more, as Shelby Press cuts it off and gets it to the cutoff, Christina Clawberg. Leadoff double here for the Fighting Knights. And that's a good job for the Fighting Knights in turning the lineup over, as now it's a 9-hitter before Francis Alexa steps in on deck.
Yeah, this is a tough team to shut down time in and time out, so very explosive lineup for Lynn. We're starting to see that here. Extra bases for Aronson. Sam K will look to get out of trouble here. There's nobody out. This is a big at-bat, I think. Don Purser, the number 9 hitter.
That's a great bunt. Oh, and Taylor Farrell covering first base drops it. And that's an error on the second baseman. And now that puts Sam K in a really tough position here with 2 runners on, nobody out, and the leadoff hitter coming, Francis Alexa.
Yeah, in some hot water are the Spartans. Some of those unforced errors we talk about, limiting those is important. Spartans have an opportunity, though, get out of this or maybe limit the damage to only 1 run if possible. Going to second, there's Purser. Heads up base running now. Second and third. You saw Matty Farrell didn't want to throw it to second as they had the potential double steal on deck. This Lynn bench, some life to it. Kaylee Dooley took them out last night, but we're starting to see some life all of a sudden.
Now, not that Sam is throwing bad, but it'll be interesting to see how short the leash is given by Coach Canner, as they do have the workhorse, McKaylee Dooley, sitting in the wings.
And this one will be 1, and that's all it'll be. Strong throw by Cortez. That's an RBI single for Francis Alexa, and this game is tied at 1.
Yeah, Alexa's been a beast at the plate for the Fighting Knights. She leads the team in hits and average. She's doing a good job setting up the team and letting them get into the meat of the order with runners in scoring position. Currently, nobody away.
Important for the Spartans, as you said. Limit that big inning. Limit the damage. Do not let Lynn expand. There's runners on the corner. Still nobody out. Chopper. Clawberg will go to first. Advancing to second is Alexa. 1 down. Staying at third is Purser.
Smart play by Christina Clawberg, looking the runner back at third base. And then her feet work her way to first base. It makes it easy to keep an eye on the runner, as well as working your way to make the throw to first base.
So the 3-hitter, Carolina Flores, has a chance with 2 runners in scoring position for Lynn. First pitch outside.
Now, Flores is dangerous. She leads the team in homers and RBIs. So maybe the Spartans will pitch around her here with an open base at first, try to get the double play in order.
In moments of adversity, this is where we look to see if the Spartans can either, come back stronger and better than they were, or if they kind of, go down and let Lynn take this game over. This is important. Monumental sequence here in the top half of the third inning. The 2-0. Hit through the left side. RBI single, Carolina Flores. The Fighting Knights take their first lead of the series, 2-1 in favor of Lynn.
Carolina Flores with their 20th RBI on the season. It's a big spot in the 3-hole to be able to come through and drive in yet another runner.
Now batting number 6, Elizabeth Diaz.
Diaz, cleanup hitter with runners on the corners, 1 down. Strike one from Kay.
See, but the problem is you can't pitch around Flores when you have Elizabeth Diaz at the plate. She's batting .329, and she's got 17 RBIs on the season.
Have to give credit when credit's due. Aronson and Purser both got on bases. Snap throw to third. Advancing to second is Flores. Runners in scoring position now for Diaz. But getting back to my point, when Aronson and Purser both got on base and you flip the lineup for a senior leader like Alexa, that puts the Fighting Knights in a tremendous position to capitalize, and that they've done, scoring 2 runs here in the third inning. 1-2. If you're Diaz, you really want to strike out here to prevent this.
It's a great pitch there by Sam Kay.
And she gone. Elizabeth Diaz did not know the count. She thought that was only strike 2, but that is the third strike. Huge strikeout there for Kay. Now 2 outs for Victoria Rios. Kay went off speed there, Dom. That was something in her arsenal we were talking about. That one's fouled off.
This inning will tell you a lot about Sam Kay if she's able to get out of it here. As she's dealt with some adversity here with 2 runners on in scoring position, with 2 away, if she can get this batter, it'll help with the momentum for the Spartans.
There's strike 2. And the Lynn faithful are very, very upset with that call. You can hear some chirps over there. It's 0-2 now, but Sam Kay, as you mentioned, can get out of trouble and limit the damage to only 2 runs here. Whereas a base hit could expand this lead to 4-1.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch is lethal for Sam Kay. She gets a lot of hitters fooled by that pitch. And as you saw with the last batter, Elizabeth Diaz, she went down looking.
We'll do it again as that one's fouled off. Yeah, still very early in this game, so a minor 1-run deficit is nothing the Spartans haven't seen before. And the 1-2. Hit on the line, ranging over, and making the play is Cortez. So Sam Kay works around some trouble, only gives up 2 runs there, Dom. That was important.
Yeah, that was huge for her. She was in a bad spot. She was able to get the 4 and 5 hitters to strike out looking and hit an easy pop-up to Serena in center field. So it was a key spot there by Sam Kay. Hopefully the Spartans can take that momentum into the offensive side and get some hits and some base runners, and we'll see what happens.
We'll go to the bottom half of the third right after this. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. So for the first time in this series, the Spartans look at the scoreboard and they're trailing.
Yeah, it's still early on in this ball game. Bottom of the third with a 2-1 game. It'll be interesting to see what the Spartans can do here. As it's Pasco, and then the top of the lineup with Cortez and Clawberg.
Pasco, this is still her first at bat. We saw her at the dish in last inning, but the pass ball, some aggressive base running. That's the aggressive nature we see from the Spartans. Anytime they have an opportunity to be aggressive, they always go and try to take advantage of that. We saw that in the last inning. 0-2 now, the count on Pasco. You can tell that this matchup between two Sunshine State opponents, this game has a little bit more meaning than maybe some other games, as these two opponents are very familiar with each other.
Yeah, it seems like a good crowd is out here today, and everybody's kind of into it early on in the ball game. Everybody knows the importance of this series between the two rivals. But as of late, the Spartans have dominated the series. 8-2 record in the last 10 games.
This one could be trouble, and that it will be. One interesting play there, trying to go for the scoop catch, was Aronson to no avail, and Lauren Pasco, she gets on board.
Yeah, her last 5 at bat, she's got 4 base hits. So Pasco's doing a good job in the 9-hole, bringing the top of the order around. And that's why it was interesting last inning with runners on second and third that Taylor Farrell forced it at home plate, because you do have one of the hottest hitters up with Pasco. But now we've got Serena Cortez batting.
So similar to Lynn, what they did in the beginning of the order, they flipped the lineup as Cortez lays down a bunt, and that's a beauty. Advancing to second is Pasco. Successful sacrifice there by Cortez. Now Christina Clawberg steps up to the plate with Pasco in scoring position.
Yeah, that's the mentality for these Spartans. Get as many runners in scoring position as possible and really try to drive in some base runners from second base rather than maybe trying to let Cortez hit there with only a runner on first.
It won't show up in the scorecard, but, setting your teammates up for success. We saw that with Cortez advancing Pasco. So if Clawberg's able to come through and cash in for the Spartans, team effort, 1-2 punch we see from Cortez passing it on to Clawberg. This one served to the third baseman, making the catch. There is Purser. Now Michaela Dooley, she steps up trying to even up this game.
She currently leads the team with 11 RBIs. It'd be nice to see her get her 12th RBI here and even the ball game up at 2 for the Spartans.
Dooley does it at all facets of the game. We saw her in the circle last night, and she's batting third for the Spartans as the designated player, so kind of a five-tool player.
Funny you mentioned her outing last night in the circle. She struck out every batter except for 1. 8 out of 9 batters went down swinging or looking. It's pretty impressive, and it continues to tell the tale of Dooley's dominant season so far.
We were laughing about after the game. It's just an expectation at this point. We kind of expect Michaela Dooley to go out there and just shut down opponents. And whenever she doesn't do that, it's kind of like, hey, what's going on? This one's chopped to the shortstop, making the throw across the diamond. There is Flores en route to Diaz, and that will end the third inning. 2-1, Fighting Knights with the lead. We'll be right back. Leading off for Lynn is the designated player, Kayla Sheffield. Will face Sam Kay.
Now batting number 17, Kayla Sheffield.
And the pitch taken, strike one from Sam K.
Kaylee Sheffield went down swinging twice last night against McKaylee Dooley. Sam K will look to build off of that Spartan domination here in game 2.
1-1 is the count. It'll be interesting to see Sam K's, demeanor and how she can bounce back after the 2-run third inning that gave Lynn the lead. I think it's some that she's just going to try to build off and, take the scoreboard out of the equation and just pitch like you got a 10-run lead and trust that the offense will do the job and come back.
Well, it'll be key for her to shut down this Lynn offense in this inning. As coming out of the Lynn dugout was just Francis Alexa with the softball in hand. So they might look to go back to their ace, kind of shut the door down with 4 innings to go.
Absolutely, and that's just coaching where it comes into it. Now, who's going to make the first move? As this one is hit sky high, left field, ranging over, making the catch is Shelby Press, and that one carried. We're seeing perhaps some wind there. That one went to the warning track.
Yeah, I don't know if it carried as much as Shelby Press kind of just coasted to it. She knows she's got the wheels out there, so she took her time getting to it. Like to see her make it look a little bit easier next time, but it's a good job by Shelby Press and Sam K to be able to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, she was behind 3-1. Sheffield made good contact, but Press retired her, as we are now at 1 out for Sunduk. 2-0 the count. Both teams have 4 hits so far in this contest. So we're seeing a lot more offense than we saw last night. Three and 0 the count. And this is a very electric Fighting Knights dugout as we see Crew Chief Lisa Pierce come over and say, hey, settle down. I know it's still early. We have a whole other game to play later, so. And a 4-pitch walk to Sunduk. Is Aronson now up? She had a double in her first at bat.
Yeah, this is the 8-hitter for the Lynn Fighting Knights. She was able to get the job done in the 8-hole and bring around the top of the order last inning as they scored 2 runs.
Yeah, anytime you bat in back-to-back innings, that's a positive sign. So we're starting to see Lynn break out here as this one is hit to Bailey Phillips. Strong throw across the diamond to Jansen, 2 down. Really can't say enough. The arm strength by Bailey Phillips there at the hot corner. She can, ill afford to waste any time because what a strong throw. Is probably one of the strongest arms on the Spartans team, only a freshman.
Absolutely. She's got a cannon over there. And she's got a vacuum with the glove. She makes almost every play that's hit to her. So it's great to see a freshman out there really making an impact for this University of Tampa lineup.
And how essential is it to have the time to, this one's punched to Jansen. She'll make the catch as that concludes the 4th inning. We'll resume this conversation right after this. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. 2-1 is the score in favor of the Fighting Knights. Bailey Phillips, cleanup hitter up for the Spartans, looking to rake here at the plate, hopefully get on base and spark a big inning for the Tampa Spartans.
It was a bounce-back job by Sam Kay there to really close out that fourth inning. After the third inning where they allowed 2 runs, she did a great job.
This one crushed down the left field line. Foul. Getting back to where we left off, Bailey Phillips, what a strong arm. She can take her time, making the play. And like you said, she kind of gobbles up everything over there, making the play with the glove. With the strong throw, it really gives her a split second to throw and not have to rush things.
Right, even if she knocks the ball down, she can still pick it up, and she's got strong enough arm to make the throw to first base. And as a freshman, you don't always see that kind of talent. So she's a freshman out of Jupiter High School here in Florida, and she's played in every game as a true freshman. Great job to step in and fill the role of Corinne Miner, who's currently injured, who's normally the third baseman for the Spartans. But Phillips is doing a heck of a job, and that speaks to her high school where she was named all-conference 3 times, first team.
And this one, if it stays fair, will be trouble, and it won't. Foul ball. That one was destroyed as it hit the wall. One hopper just fouled a little bit early on that, but positive sign there is Bailey Phillips was right on that pitch.
Yeah, that was a shot. I haven't seen many like that in this stadium. She one-hopped the fence, and that was just about a foot foul. But if she kept that fair, that's a double at least.
Now you wonder, only a freshman, the sky seems like her limit right now. She looks extremely comfortable out there. Wonder throughout the duration of her Spartan career what she can do, and it seems like anything at this point.
Now I wonder if head coach for Lynn, Amy Belisari, looked at any of the scouting reports revolving around Bailey Phillips, because in that case she would see that she's a force at the plate.
Little number, third base, making the throw across the diamond is Purser, and after a lengthy at-bat, Jameson wins the battle.
That'll bring up Maddie Farrell, who got a hit in her first at-bat, came around to score and scored the first run for the Spartans in this ballgame.
One down for Maddie Farrell. And this one will be a base hit. And she's storming into second base, and she'll make it. We talk about it. The Spartans do not mess around. We saw a little bit of a bobble there in right field by Alexa. And Maddie Farrell, she knew from the second she saw that, she said, I'm going for 2. And if the play was made, the ball was there before Farrell was there, she would have been out. And we'll have a pinch runner at the moment. We'll get to that. But, I mean, applying the pressure, the Spartans, being very aggressive in itself.
Yeah, we keep talking about the aggressive approach by the Spartans, and that shows it right there. You've got the catcher for the Spartans digging it out of the box and thinking 2 the whole way. And maybe Coach Cantor had a little bit of a heart attack as first base coach Denise Rubio sent her there after the bobble in right field. Great aggressive approach by the Spartans, and they continue doing that this season and putting the pressure on the opposing teams.
Yeah, we see assistant coach Denise Rubio there talking to senior leader Shelby Press about what she wants to see from the swing. So that player-to-coach relationship, so important for the Spartans. Opportunity now with Mackenzie Allen, who's the pinch runner for the Spartans, adding some more wheels as we look to hopefully tie this game back up, maybe even more.
Yeah, this is a golden opportunity here for the senior Shelby Press at the plate.
1-0 for the senior. And this one, the looper, a nice running catch there by the left fielder Sunduk.
Still a little bit of a long swing there by Shelby Press. Kind of taking her time getting through the zone, and you see that's why it hung up in the air for so long. But that'll bring up Taylor Farrell to the plate, who also got a base hit back in the second inning.
Yeah, Taylor Farrell thrown out at home plate. We saw in the second inning, opportunity here to cash in. Fouled off.
Yeah, you talked about the pinch runner and Mackenzie Allen at second base. She's appeared in 14 games so far this season. This will be her 15th, and she scored 5 times. So her pinch running duties are frequent, but she has not scored since February 11th against Young Harris College, back when it was really early on in the season. But hopefully with the base hit here by Taylor Farrell, she'll be able to score from second base with 2 outs.
And the 0-2 foul, that's taken outside, 1-2. And you see an extraordinary secondary lead from Mackenzie Allen after the pitch. She's almost like halfway down the baseline, so applying pressure on the Spartans on the base pass, looking to cause some havoc. The 1-2. Count now goes to 2-2.
Phenomenal job by Taylor Farrell to lay off that off-speed pitch. Started at the knees and died into the dirt. And she was able to lay off.
Working back in the count.
Working a 2-2 count here.
2-2 with 2 outs. And this one is fair. That will score Allen easily. And hustling into second base, making it standing up, is Taylor Farrell. It is 2-2 now. And that sparks the Spartans bench as they explode out of the dugout.
Talk about taking advantage of an opportunity. She gets a start here today, and she's already 2 for 2 and drives in a key run for the Spartans to tie the game at 2.
Yeah, we see Taylor Farrell just take what you're given. That was a fastball in the inner portion of the plate. Short swing, keeping it fair. The main thing was patience there because she was a little bit early. That one would have been foul. And we'll have another pinch runner here as it will be Bree Taphouse who will take over for Taylor Farrell.
That was a great job on the 2-2 pitch, turning on the inside pitch and driving it right down the left field line. I thought that might have went foul, but it was a hair inside the line, and great job by Taylor Farrell keeping this inning going with 2 away.
Emily Jansen is next up. And you see head coach Leslie Cantor utilizing the bench. We already have 2 pinch runners in this inning. So some supreme coaching here. A secondary lead for Taphouse is that one.
That gets back to the point of every base runner matters, especially being in scoring position and 2 away. As soon as contact's made by Jansen, Taphouse will take off. And that's how Allen scored in the last at bat.
And it's easy to say now, but in the top half of the 3rd inning, we talk about stranding runners. When Sam Kay was able to get out of that inning, that could have been a lot worse as there were runners on 2nd and 3rd that were stranded in that inning. So credit Sam Kay working in and out of trouble. Taphouse aggressive. And maybe one she'll regret as she is thrown out at 3rd. That will conclude the 4th inning, but not before the Spartans tie it up 2-2.
I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan. I love being a Spartan.
I love being a Spartan because I love Tampa.
And because of all the opportunities available for me here.
And because of the gorgeous campus.
Because the people are great, the campus is great, and there's a million majors to choose from.
And because of the large diversity of students.
Amamos UT por todos los amigos que hemos hecho.
And because even though we come from all parts of the globe, we stand as one.
Because everyone's free to be who they are.
For their support of veterans. Because we're like one big family.
That's my second home away from home.
Because all the professors are really great.
And everybody on campus is super friendly. Because we found each other.
I love being a Spartan because the student body is as warm as the weather.
Because I hate snow.
I love being a Spartan because of the small class size.
And because of the amazing athletic training program.
Because of the College of Business.
And because of the banging UT music program.
And because we can build close relationships with our professors.
Because the marine biology program is great.
And because they have a very hands-on film program.
Because of the pre-vet program and the campus is fantastic.
Because the art program.
Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium. Thanks again for joining us on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Tampa, Florida. Alongside Dom Galone, I'm Connor Moore. And Dom, we're going to head to the 5th inning here in what's been an incredible game on top of an even better series. We're only at the second game. We still have another one to follow, so definitely stay tuned with us here. But what a game has it been. We talked last time with 2 aces on the mound. This one has not disappointed in the slightest. 2-2, and this one should get really exciting with these 3 more innings to go.
Yeah, we've got some interesting innings on the way. Make sure you stay tuned here. And the Spartans hold a good record. After 4 innings, when they're tied, they've got a 4-1 record. So pretty impressive by the Spartans, able to come through in the later innings. And we'll see if the tale will stay the same today.
Very unique statistic there, but yeah, I mean, the Spartans, they want to flourish in the later part of the game. And Francis Alexa chopped someone over the head of Sam K. Now, Sam K only stands at 5'6". If she was maybe 5'9", 5'10", would have made the play, but that one hit on a button up the middle. Base hit for Alexa as Mackenzie Wyatt, the center fielder, next up.
Yeah, Alexa just continues the tear that she's on, 4 for 4 in the series with 2 walks. And that one was just off the tip of Sam K's glove. Not much she can do about that one.
You talk about Alexa. She looks like she's on a mission over here. Did it on the mound yesterday. Gave Lynn a great opportunity to win. You know, she went the distance for the Fighting Knights.
You know, the Canadian, I guess, seems to be the leader of the team. And as they say, with the leadoff hitter, as you go, we go. And the Fighting Knights are rallying behind Francis Alexa here today.
So now 0-2 the count. Seems unlikely that Wyatt might try another bunt attempt here. Of course, if she fouls it off, that would be a strikeout. So expect her to be swinging here. The 0-2. Taken outside, 1-2. The 1-2 from K. Chopper, this could be 2. Nice reaching catch by Taylor Farrell. Someone was thrown up the line. They'll get the lead runner 1 down.
Sam K not exactly used to throwing overhand. As the pitcher, she's used to going underhand. But that one took Taylor Farrell off the bag a little bit, but she was able to hold the bag and make the play and get the lead runner.
Yeah, it's pivotal there because would have been 2 runners on with no outs, and you have Carolina Flores, the number 3 hitter. So outstanding play there. And Clawberg knocks it down. It's a nice play by Clawberg there because looks like Wyatt might have been able to go first to third if that one had gotten to the outfield to Shelby Press.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Shelby's respecting Flores at the plate, and she's playing pretty deep. So with the speed of Wyatt, she probably could have made it first to third. Heck of a job, heck of a hustle and an attempt by Christina Clawberg to knock that ball down and keep it in the area of play.
Pitch to Diaz. Hit to Phillips. And this one, everyone will be safe as now the bases are jacked here for Victoria Rios.
Yeah, that was tough, and as experience will come, she'll realize she needs to get the sure out at first base there and gather the second out of the inning. But that ball was hit to her left so far, the momentum took her past the runner, and it was kind of an awkward play. And now the bases are juiced, and we've got a pitching change as McKaylee Dooley steps into the circle.
And you can see just the look on the face of the Fighting Knights. Really? McKaylee Dooley's going back out there, a team that had no success against her last night. So McKaylee Dooley, I mean, it's not going to be easy, but with the strikeout ability of her, let's look for, I think right here with Victoria Rios, you need to get the strikeout here and then get it out however you can with the ensuing batter Sheffield. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. This is a big swing at bat here for the Fighting Knights. Primetime softball will be McKaylee Dooley against Victoria Rios. Tom, what do you expect from Dooley here?
I expect Dooley to come in and, as we keep saying, make the hitters do their job. She doesn't allow a lot of walks. So here with the bases loaded, I can see her putting the ball over the plate, hoping for either a double play ball or maybe an infield fly, which would be a huge, huge spot in this position. This kind of says the same thing as on Wednesday in Game 1 against Chestnut Hill. Sam K started and went 4 innings. 6 innings, and then McKaylee Dooley came on for the back 4, and they took the 1-0 victory in 10 innings. But Dooley does a great job when she comes into the game. In that situation on Wednesday, there was 2 runners on with only 1 away, and she was able to seal the deal for the Spartans and close off that inning and not allow any runners. So see if she can do the same thing here with the bases juiced, only 1 out in a 2-2 ball game.
If you're the catcher, Rios here, who's up at the plate, he's trying to make contact, and it's now 0-2. We say it all the time. McKaylee Dooley just working ahead of the count. It's very fun to watch if you're a Spartan fan, just seeing,
She gets in the groove. She doesn't look back, that's for sure. And getting ahead of hitters helps the pitch count and helps the defenders behind her stay in play. Because if you're in the field and nothing but walks are happening, nothing but balls, kind of your mind starts to linger a little bit. You start daydreaming about other things. But if Dooley's in a rhythm as she normally is, and she keeps throwing strikes, defenders are ready to make a play behind her.
1-2 the count. And McKaylee Dooley, something special for the Spartans when she is in the circle. She is dynamic. 1-2. Going to look for the strikeout here from Dooley. Rios doing a fine job extenuating this at bat. A few fouls.
You see Emily Jansen a couple steps in front of the first base bag. And the middle infield is creeping a little bit as well. Assuming a ball hit to them in the infield, they're going to go to 4 for the force out.
Just foul. That one was fair, though. It could have been a double play opportunity if Phillips got it, stepped on third base, and threw over to first.
Yeah, she's got the strong enough arm for it if she were to step on third base to be able to fire it over to first in time. But McKaylee Dooley here, first batter. And it's a long count. A lot of foul balls here. And the 1-2 pitch is way upstairs off the backstop.
And the swipe tag, she's out! McKaylee Dooley, we talk about it. She can do it anywhere on the field. Now we're seeing it. What a play. That one got over the head of Maddie Farrell, and she comes swarming in. What a catch.
That was a heads-up play by McKaylee Dooley covering the plate, and the ricochet off the backstop went right to Maddie Farrell. There was a great relay there, and now Amy Belisari is showing her displeasure for the call by home plate umpire Lisa Pierce. And Lisa Pierce is giving her explanation.
You can tell she wants some clarification. She's going to say, did you have the best angle, perhaps? I mean, there's no instant replay here.
She asked the base umpire to help, and Lisa Pierce does not want to ask for help. Very interesting there,
and now a strikeout here, and you can get out of this jam, perhaps. McKaylee Dooley. Let's see the 2-2. Here she comes, and this time Lynn will capitalize. We're seeing some aggression themselves on the base pass. Now 3-2 in favor of Lynn.
Yeah, that was a heck of a job by Carolina Flores. She read the ball in the dirt, immediately took off for home plate, and that ball skipped to the left-hand side of Maddie Farrell, and she wasn't able to corral the softball. And that's another run for the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, no hesitation there, Flores. Put her head down and just sprinted to home plate, and she makes it in. Lofted foul. This one will go out of play.
That's a tough way for Dooley to give up a run there. That will go under Sam Kay's earned run there as she left the game with bases loaded. But it's just tough there as back-to-back pass balls, wild pitches for the Spartans. Now it's a 3-2 count. That'll be ball 4.
Well, the timeout as Farrell goes to talk to Dooley with runners on the corners.
McKaylee Dooley's got a smile on the mound. That's the one thing about her. She's always got a good spirit. She's probably trying to motivate her catcher and bring some confidence back to the sophomore, Maddie Farrell. That's 2 tough balls in the dirt. She wasn't able to make the plays there. But we got a 3-2 ball game with 2 outs, 2 runners on.
Yeah, Spartans are not phased when adversity strikes. Now 3-2 is the lead, but we saw they were down 2-1. They came back and scored. There's still 9 outs left for the Spartans to come back. Pivotal point here, though, for Lynn. If you're able to get a base hit maybe off McKaylee Dooley and get another insurance run, that'd be very important. Kayla Sheffield looking to do damage. Just a 2-1 count. The payoff from Dooley. Swung on and missed. 2-2 the count. If you're Dooley, this is one you seems like you just kind of have to get out. Head back to the dugout. Look to get back. Tie this game up on the offensive side. 2-2. Running.
That's great backup by Taylor Farrell. That was a heck of a throw by Maddie behind the plate. But the backup by Taylor Farrell stopped the runner on third from coming home to score. But it definitely feels like the weight of this ball game is on McKaylee Dooley's shoulders. Here with runners in scoring position.
And the full count pitch taken inside. Now the bases are loaded for Aaron Sunduke, the left fielder.
Here comes Coach Leslie Cantor bringing the players to the circle, trying to give a little bit of a pep talk to McKaylee Dooley and the fellow Spartans.
The Fighting Knights will also meet by third base. The runners on board.
So the next series for the Spartans coming up, they'll take on Nova Southeastern in Fort Lauderdale. That's a weekend series. Next weekend, St. Patty's Day weekend, Friday, 6 o'clock, and Saturday, doubleheader starting at 12 p.m.
So Sunduke up, a senior here, one of the leaders of this team, trying to cash in for the Fighting Knights. She takes strike one. It's nice to see after the meeting with Cantor and the infield that McKaylee Dooley comes out throwing some strikes. 0-1, looking to get out of this jam here in the top of the fifth. Now quickly 0-2.
Seems like she's got the velocity today, really bringing it to these Fighting Knight hitters. And with an 0-2 count, she'll look to put this one away.
2 pitches, 2 strikes from Dooley, and the pitch. This one, everybody will advance a base as that one is hit through the middle. Now 4-2, Lynn. We talked about it last night. This is the Lynn team that is very, very talented, and they can beat you in a multitude of ways, and we're starting to see that now. 4 runs on the board for the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, coming into this game, they scored 109 runs in 26 games. It's about an average of just over 4, so they've reached that 4 mark here this afternoon. It'll be interesting to see if the Spartans can put a couple on the board themselves.
Spartans look to bounce back. Still only a 2-run deficit. Plenty of time. But this is one where you really can ill afford to concede any more runs. So Shale Aronson, second baseman, up. 0-2 the count on her.
Aronson doubled back in the third inning and started that rally for the Fighting Knights.
Crowd is as engaged as it's been all day. Very important at bat here for both teams. She gone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Big punch out there, McKaylee Dooley. Much needed for the Spartans.
Yeah, it was a great job by Dooley. Able to bounce back there after a couple wild pitches. Try to close the deal down there. Even the flare base hit up the middle. Kind of a cheap base hit. But hey, put the ball in play, good things will happen. And Lynn University understands that. And here comes the Spartans offense trying to put a couple on the board.
And something we're seeing after that inning, head coach Leslie Cantor had the entire team right outside the dugout for a brief pep talk. This, I think, is talking about adversity because you have a lot of youth, perhaps inexperience on this team. But like we said, they've already played 24 games on the season, so this team has grown substantially. And we'll see how they bounce back. Now, with a 2-run deficit.
Yeah, speaking of the adversity, there was a couple plays in that inning. Like I mentioned, the flare that driven in the 4th run of the ball game, flare over the pitcher's head and was corralled by Taylor Farrell. But there was also the play at third base to Bailey Phillips, and there was the 2 pass balls. That was an unfortunate inning for the Spartans.
I think what we learned from that inning is that Michaela Dooley is human and that it is possible to score runs off her. I mean, granted, she came in with 1 out and the bases were loaded, so for any pitcher, that's a very difficult situation to get into. But moving forward, Emily Jansen will lead it off, first baseman, bottom half of the 5th inning. Don, what do you think is the most important thing the Spartans can do here to propel a comeback?
Essentially, you need base runners, first off. Emily Jansen, she leads the team in walks this year. She's got 7 walks already. So hopefully she can start this inning off with the base runner via a walk or a base hit. But if she gets on, the bottom of the lineup will turn over with Pasco coming up next and Cortez waiting in the hole. Top of the order comes up for the Spartans, and they can do some damage.
We'll see what Jansen can do. Swinging away, first pitch. That one will be caught by Wyatt, the center fielder. Now Lauren Pasco up for the Spartans. Pasco takes first pitch high. This one, punch in the right field, another base hit for Pasco. And you were talking about it earlier, Dom. Lauren Pasco on a very, very stellar hitting streak at this point. She is up there, and she is looking to get base hits, and that's what she's doing, not keeping the game simple.
Yeah, she's one of the hottest hitters on the team for the Spartans, and being in the 9-hole, it's a key spot. She's able to flip over the order. And now Serena Cortez stands at the plate.
Yeah, Cortez bunted Pasco over last time. Expect her to swing away now with 2-run deficit. This one is a looper, base hit. Everybody will advance. Now Christina Clawberg with 2 runners on. And we're seeing this Spartans team starting to show a little bit of intensity as they are looking to come back against this Fighting Knights team. And now from a Lynn perspective with head coach Amy Belisari, you wonder what Jameston's leash is here, and if we go maybe to Francis Alexa at a certain point.
Yeah, we saw Alexa warming up already this afternoon. So you know she's warmed up and ready to go. She's currently in right field. But this is a big spot here for Jamestown and the Spartans, as well as Clawberg's at the plate.
Clawberg takes strike 1.
Clawberg 0 for 2 this afternoon, but she had the lone extra base hit and the lone run last night for the Spartans.
Starting to hear some words of encouragement from the Spartans faithful as this one is chopped to the pitcher, Jamestown. She'll go to first base, but the runners advance to second and third. Now Michaela Dooley can help her cause here. Get Sam Kay off the hook. With 2 runners on in scoring position, a base hit could tie this game up.
It's funny, Michaela's blood pressure must be through the roof. She came into a bases-loaded jam, and now she's coming up to a huge spot here with base runners in scoring position. We keep talking about the weight of the world is on her shoulders, and that story continues.
Dooley takes ball 1. This one is a nail-biter at the moment. Pitcher versus pitcher, Jamestown and Dooley. 1-1 the count. This is an at-bat where Michaela Dooley just has to take what's given to her right now. Base hit, that's all you need. You don't need to swing for the fences here. You just need to cash in, bring these runners home.
That was a heck of an off-speed pitch there by Jamestown. Lynn fans showing their displeasure. That was a nice little bender, came almost back into the zone. But great job by McKaylee Dooley to lay off of it.
Hitters count for Dooley. 2-1 on its way. Taken high. Now it's 3-1. As Bailey Phillips, third baseman, waits on deck. This one is beginning to get dicey over here, as this one could get interesting with Jamison pitching to Dooley, the 3-1. This one hit down third base, throwing across the diamond, and making the play is Purser. So Lynn gets out of the jam unscathed. We will go to the top of the sixth right after this. Welcome back to the Namoli Family Stadium as we prepare to start the top of the sixth inning. It'll be Brittany Purser, number 9 hitter, playing the hot corner for Lynn. We have McKaylee Dooley staying in the circle for the Spartans here as we get ready.
Now batting number 15, Brittany Purser.
And the pitch from Dooley. Taking strike one. Purser showed bunt.
Purser reached on an error back in the third inning. She was able to put the bunt down, but Taylor Farrell couldn't squeeze it at first base. Something I bet you'll hear from her younger sister, Maddie Farrell, later on in the day.
The Farrell connection was not on point for that play, as Purser made it on board that play. This one is served. That one is fouled off. Some delay there.
Yeah, the home plate umpire didn't seem like she could see the play because Maddie Farrell dove right in front of her. So she looked down for help at first base. And Tracy Oliver Olson said it was not a catch.
0-2 the count on Purser. She gone. Got her swinging. Purser's retired as the lineup will flip on over. Francis Alexa, the right fielder, up. They have to wonder, Don, maybe are the Fighting Knights trying to save Alexa to start next game? And does Jamison stay in the remainder of this game? We will see.
I think that's a safe assumption. As last inning, I feel like they would have put Alexa in if they were going to do it at all. That was a tough situation as Dooley was at the plate with runners in scoring position. But here, Dooley's got to really dig and grind through this one and get through these final 2 innings. And the assumption is that she'll start in Game 3. It's a long day for Dooley, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. Spartans will look to come back against this talented Lynn team. 3-0 the count on Alexa.
Alexa really a solid player as we've seen so far this series. She's 4 for 4 on the weekend, trying to work her third walk of the series.
4-pitch walk to Alexa. It's Mackenzie Wyatt now up to the plate.
Alexa with 4 plate appearances in this game, and she's reached on all 4. That's impressive. As a leadoff hitter, you're really doing your job.
Yeah, definitely. As a leadoff hitter, you want to get on any way possible, and Alexa does have good wheels. 4 stolen bases on the season for the senior. Phillips playing in at third. Aside from that, remainder of the defense playing straight up. The 0-1. Bunted foul, quickly 0-2. Look ahead for the Spartans in the bottom half of the sixth. We'll have Bailey Phillips, Maddie Farrell, and Shelby Press. The 0-2 bounces to the plate, and this one gets by Farrell. Going to second is Alexa. You can see some frustration on the face of the Spartans. It was all smiles when they had the 1-0 lead earlier. But this is an important part, and this is a learning sequence here for the Spartans, where you just got to bounce back, stay with the game plan, and trust the process.
Trust the process. Little Sixers reference there. I like it.
1-2 the count on Wyatt. Talking about last night, daylight savings tomorrow. Make sure everyone turns your clocks back. It's also Selection Sunday, so the 68 teams will be revealed. Everybody, please make a bracket.
Yeah, that was a great throw there by Maddie Farrell. Completely off bounds. Try to get Alexa at second base on a back pick.
Pivotal point here. 2-2 the count on Wyatt. Fouled off. We'll do it again.
Speaking about your March Madness, got any teams you're looking out for?
It seems like this year it's wide open.
Absolutely. I'm a big North Carolina fan. They got a big win last night against Duke.
Yeah, that was
the ACC championship tonight.
Played at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Yeah, all the power conferences being played in New York City, their conference tournaments. And it was interesting, the Big Ten was played a week earlier. Usually played this weekend, but new look here. It's a full count to Wyatt. The payoff. Scorched foul. Would have been a difficult catch for either Clawberg, Phillips, or Press. But yeah, it seems like this year it is wide open. Any team really has a chance to win. 3-2.
Talking about being wide open, any chance to win. It's kind of the same tale with the Sunshine State Conference this year in softball. Last night, St. Leo lost to Nova Southeastern. That was a big upset.
She gone. That one is foul tipped into the glove of Maddie Farrell. Huge strikeout there for Dooley. But back to your point, Dom. Yeah, it does seem like the Sunshine State Conference is wide open with PBA Palm Beach Atlantic currently sitting atop, followed by Emory-Riddle.
And then you've got Tampa, Lynn, and Florida Southern all tied for third. Tampa and Florida Southern already played each other earlier this year. But this series here, this conference series between Lynn and University of Tampa is going to be a big one when it comes to the end of the season.
Absolutely. It'll be get a better feel for the standings after today. One is swung on and missed by Flores. Yeah, these interconference games so crucial for both teams here. Thanks again for joining us. Nice crowd on deck. If you're listening to us on the Tampa website or from the Lynn website, we appreciate it. Beautiful Saturday. It's 1-2. You can see Cortez going with some swings out in the center field, trying to keep her, head in the game.
Yeah, I was talking to you earlier about daydreaming and kind of seeing a little bit of that out there now. This game's kind of rolling by.
The 1-2 hit on a rocket and a nice running catch by Lauren Pascoe. And that will retire the Fighting Knights in the top of the sixth inning. As we prepare for the bottom of the sixth inning, it will be Bailey Phillips, Maddie Farrell, and Shelby Press. And again, Dom, we're seeing the Spartans meet outside the dugout. Some words of encouragement, perhaps, by the coaches of this team.
Got to find some kind of motivation. Some kind of story needs to be told by Coach Canner to get these guys back into it and really get them motivated and going to get 2 runs here with only 6 outs remaining in the ballgame.
As we take a look, it is still Jameson out there for Lynn. So it seems pretty clear that Alexa will be the starter for next game as they are not turning to her the later portion of this game. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, White's doing a good job keeping her pitch count down. She's only at 58 pitches through 5 innings so far. Allowed 8 hits by the Spartans, but it's only been good for 2 runs, and the Spartans trail by 2 entering the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, a lot more offense we're seeing in today's game. Already a whopping 15 hits, both teams combined. So
yeah, it's complete opposite of last night where it was a pitcher's duel the whole time.
So Bailey Phillips here. Try to get on board for the Spartans. First pitch taken for a strike.
Waiting on deck is Maddie Farrell, 2 for 2 this afternoon.
Count evens 1-1. Off speed, inside, 2-1. Hitters count for Phillips. And that one is crushed. And this one will one hop to the wall. Should be a stand-up double, and that it will for Bailey Phillips. And then the crowd explodes here. Can the Spartans propel a comeback?
She's such a big hitter, and it's so much fun to watch. Knowing she's got 3 more years here at the University of Tampa, that's a bright spot in the order, that's for sure.
Yes, she is a premier player for the Spartans, and now you talked about it just a second ago. Maddie Farrell, 2 for 2 today. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. See what the Spartans can do. And hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but if the Spartans can get a few runs here, they're only 3 outs away from a victory. So let's see if the Spartans can get that big inning here. This one is hit sky high. Jameson takes charge and makes the play.
Yeah, that's tough there by Maddie Farrell. Trying to be aggressive at the plate. First pitch. An easy one for Jameson. And now it brings up Shelby Press. The senior transfer from Miami, Florida. Previously attended South Florida State College. But in the 2 years here for the Spartans, she's played a big role. Playing in 40 games last year and playing in almost every one this year.
Jameson can't believe that one wasn't a strike.
She kind of gave a glare back into the catcher.
Yeah, it looked like she said something under her breath, maybe trying to direct that at crew chief Lisa Pierce.
Don't normally want to show up the umpire like that. And sure enough,
yeah.
She did. She might not get any more of the close calls after showing up the umpire on that one.
2-0. The freshman is pitching a nice game for the Spartans. However, 9 hits for Tampa, so hopefully will not leave any more runners stranded. 2-1 the count. Yeah, runners being left on base, I think that's the big takeaway for the Spartans.
Absolutely, and I feel like that's been a big story this season as they haven't been able to punch in some of those key base runners in scoring position.
2-1. Outside to Press, and you mentioned those close calls when you're not on the best terms with the home plate umpire. You don't tend to get those ones that go either way. Press will look to get on board however she can. 3-1 the count. That's ball 4. As now Taylor Farrell steps up to the plate.
She's 2 for 2 today as well. Farrell sisters having themselves a heck of a day. And can only get better with another base hit here if Taylor Farrell can come through. However, with 1 out, infield fly is in play. She's going to have to hit something hard on a line rather than anything up in the air.
2 runners on, 1 out. Spartans trying to cash in. Taylor Farrell, she's ready. Jameson's ready. Let's do it here. This one is hit to the shortstop. They get the lead runner. Impressive play there by Flores with the nice pick and throwing onwards to Purser. They get the lead runner.
Yeah, that ball was hit right at her. She decided to backhand it. And the shortstop came up with a smooth play as Carolina Flores fired it over to third base to get the force and the lead runner. Now with 2 away and 2 runners on. Here comes another freshman, Emily Jansen, for the Spartans.
Jansen punches one up the middle. Running hard is Press. And she will be held up. A wise decision there as Wyatt came on storming. Strong throw. And now the bases are loaded for Lauren Pasco. We were talking about one of the hottest hitters for this Spartans lineup. And let's see what happens. This one's getting interesting.
Exactly that. Lauren Pasco, one of the hottest hitters on the team. And between Wyatt coming up throwing and Pasco being up here, it's going to be a crucial spot for the Spartans if Pasco can manage to put the ball in play. And in the last 6 at-bats, she's gotten 5 hits. So if she can continue on this tear, Spartans will be in a good opportunity here with the bases loaded.
Well, now let's take a look. We might potentially have a pinch.
I think we're going to have a pinch runner.
Pinch runner is what we look to have here, yes. We have a meeting as well in the circle for the Fighting Knights. Yes, pinch runner it is. It'll be the second baseman.
Coming in.
Yeah, Erica Matic, the junior. She would be the tying run if she can score.
She scored 5 times already this season. To a big spot to make it her 6th. Press on third, Matic on second, Jansen on first after that base hit up the middle. And they're going to pinch hit for Lauren Pasco. This is an interesting move by Coach Canner.
Let's see if it pays off. Huh. The pinch hitter will be Emily Profit. The freshman now comes up in a very crucial part of this game.
This is a big spot to put the freshman into with the bases loaded in a key position here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, Profit's going 12 for 26 on the season, batting .462. So she's definitely capable. Currently on an 8-game hit streak. She's trying to make that 9 here in a really important spot for the Spartans. But I think that move, pinch hitting for Pasco, fools the both of us.
Let's see if the move pays off for the Spartans.
Coach Canner's been here for 24 seasons. She's been around the block a time or two, so she knows what she's doing down there at third base.
First pitch is fouled off and caught by the first baseman, Diaz. That will end the 6th inning. We will get ready to go to the 7th inning right after this. we head to the top of the 7th inning, let's take note of some changes. Erica Matic comes in at second base. And
Lauren Pascoe is going to go back to right field for the Spartans. Still think that was a very interesting move to get pinch hit for by the freshman. That shows the confidence that Coach Cantor has in these freshmen and sophomores to be able to plug them in and expect a base hit in a key situation.
Yeah, give credit to Allison Jameston, the freshman in herself, getting out that jam. The bases were loaded. She made the pitch necessary to get out of that jam, and as a result, Lynn is clinging to a 2-run lead. Swung on and missed there by Elizabeth Diaz. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Fouled off, out of play. 1-2 the count.
So the train just passed by in the outfield. Wonder if that's the rally train the Spartans are trying to jump on.
The 1-2. We'll do it again.
That's tough for the Spartans after last inning. Bailey Phillips with the leadoff double and not being able to score. That one's fouled out of play.
Lengthy at bat here for Diaz.
But to be able to get that crucial runner in scoring position with nobody out, and not be able to do anything with it, that'll be something we look back to. Spartans aren't able to tie this one up.
1-2. Pitch from Dooley. Fouled off. The payoff from Dooley. And on a button, foul.
Well, next inning, or the bottom half of the 7th here, Spartans will come up at the top of the order. And that's where they want to be if they want to come back in this ball game.
The 1-2. Fouled off. Yeah, if the Spartans win this game, it will be in walk-off fashion. One-two from Dooley. Hit at Clawberg. She makes a throw to Jansen. 1 down.
Looking at Dooley's stats here so far in 2 innings pitched, she's got 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. It's rare for her to give up that many walks in a ball game, especially only in 2 innings.
This one sky high in the infield, taking charge is Clawberg. Makes the catch.
Clawberg flipped off the visor to make sure she could see it. Now she's chucking to the side because it's just a little bit dirty.
Similar like LeBron James with the headband, going without it. No need for it.
Now batting number 17, Kayla Sheffield.
No, 2 outs. Kayla Sheffield, designated player up. Swung on and missed.
Dooley seemed to be in a groove here this last inning or 2. Hopefully she can carry that into game 3. But first, Spartans have 3 outs at the plate.
Quickly 0-2. As we take a look at the bottom half of the lineup, it'll be flipped back to the top half of the lineup with Cortez, Clawberg, and Dooley for the Spartans. So they'll have the top of the lineup. So they will hopefully try to walk it off. Spoiled foul. We'll do it again. If the score holds up, next game will be the deciding factor at who wins the series.
Good old rubber match between the Fighting Knights and your University of Tampa Spartans. stay tuned for Game 3 because it will be a good one.
This one is lofted. Shallow outfield. Making the play is Clawberg. That will conclude the top half of the 7th inning. We'll stay right here with Cortez, Clawberg, and Dooley will be the 3 batters to start off for the Spartans. If anyone gets on, it'll be Bailey Phillips. And we'll see Jamison going back out there. She's looking for a complete game, perhaps, and limiting the Spartans to 2 runs through 6 innings. You got to give all the credit to her. She has done a fine job, the freshman, for the Fighting Knights.
Yeah, this is closing time, whether it be for Jamestown or for the Spartans lineup. Somebody's got to come through. Somebody's got to step up and really make some plays, whether it be Jamestown shutting down some batters or the Spartans getting some base runners on and moving them around.
We talk about the youth of the Spartans, but these 3 batters, senior in Cortez, and the 2 juniors, Clawberg and Dooley, so some of the experienced leaders will try to walk it off for your Tampa Spartans.
They're going to need a couple base runners because they're trailing by 2 as Jamestown looks for her 5th complete game of the season.
And she is the catalyst of this team, leading with 6 wins, 6-1 record she came into with the matchup.
Pretty impressive as a freshman, I'd say.
Very impressive.
It's got to be nice for head coach Amy Belisari to be able to go from Alexa in Game 1 here to Jamestown in Game 2 and be completely confident in the young freshman.
For sure. You see a real nice pitching rotation for the Fighting Knights. A lot of options to go to. Cortez takes ball 1.
Yeah, they've actually got 4 pitchers in the rotation. As Kayla Sheffield, the designated player, the sophomore, has got 12 appearances. And Olivia Saviskis, another freshman, with 7 appearances on the season in the pitching rotation.
The 1-0 to Serena Cortez. Just foul. Would have been extra bases if it was kept fair.
Especially with the wheels that Serena's got. Would have been 2 for sure. That one was able to stay fair within the third base line.
1-1 is the count. Spartans need base runners here. So they have 3 outs to their advantage. The 1-1 to the senior is fouled off. That one looked like it hurt. It's fouled off her left leg. Competitive senior will shake it off and go back into the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Looking to make contact here. And the payoff. Hit down the right field line. Just foul. Thought Alexa might have been able to make a diving attempt for that one, but to no avail.
Saving that energy for Game 3, as we presume she'll be on the mound for the Fighting Knights.
Important leadoff batter here. The 1-2. This one is crushed, foul again. So we're seeing Serena's a little bit early here on those pitches on the inner half.
Yeah, but you also see the power from her, as that one 2 hops the fence. A couple of these foul balls have been really scorched down the line. She'll look to put it in fair play and get the leadoff runner on for the Spartans here in the bottom half of the 7th inning where they trail by 2.
1-2 on its way to Cortez. Fouled off, so extending the at-bat here is Serena Cortez, the senior, making Jamestown work. Just hope for perhaps one pitch that she can miss, and then she can capitalize on and take advantage. One, 2 on its way. Bounces to the plate.
Not very deceptive as Jamestown skipped that one into the plate.
Seemed like a waste pitch there. 2-2 is the count on Cortez. 2-2 on its way. This is a little looper. Could be trouble. Oh, what a catch. Erin Sunduk with the highlight reel web gem catch. And if that one got by her, that could have been trouble for sure. That one scampered down the line. But what a catch. Diving catch. It's been one of those games for Lynn. Phenomenal.
An exceptional play there as Jameson gives a nice little shout out and the tip of the cap to left fielder Aaron Sunduke. Heck of a play. And we'll remember that one as she steals a base hit from Serena Cortez.
And Christina Klorberg is up there ready to swing. And we're talking about base runners. Big play there. Just trying to pass on the baton. You know, we got the rally caps on here for McKaylee Dooley. With Bailey Phillips waiting on deck. Spartans trying to walk off.
As they say, the Spartans have the hammer, being the home team in this ball game. Bottom of the 7th inning. This is a key spot. Coach Canner going to have a word with the home plate umpire.
We'll have a pinch runner here for Klorberg. Let's take a look.
Hey, Klorberg's been hindered by a leg injury this year. So maybe her wheels are a little bit hindered.
It'll be Alex Walton.
And now we'll have Alex Walton coming on to pinch run.
The senior out of St. John's, Florida. Now McKaylee Dooley, opportunity to help her cause.
Yeah, trying to get on the win side of the decision here. Currently, she's going to take the no decision as Sam Kay left the game with bases loaded, and Dooley ended up allowing 2 runs to score, but those will go on Sam Kay's record, and the loss is right now on Sam Kay.
This one chopped. There's one. And Alex Walton, ferocious slide there. Slow to get up is the second baseman, Aronson. Yeah, Walton made sure that they were not able to relay that one in hopes of doubling up and ending the game perhaps.
Especially with the cleanup hitter here in Bailey Phillips. Extending the at-bat, extending the ball game is key. We might have another pinch runner here.
We will. Pinch running for McKaylee Dooley.
It could be Lauren Reyes coming on. She's got some wheels herself. But that's the thing, that run means nothing because even if Lauren Reyes were to score, they'd still be trailing by a run. So the pressure's really on Bailey Phillips here to put a ball in play, try to make something of this at-bat.
Yeah, Spartans down to their final out right now. Bailey Phillips will look to keep this one alive for the Spartans as Maddie Farrell, the catcher, waits on deck.
Here comes Bailey Phillips. 2 outs. And Lauren Ray is standing on first base.
First pitch taken for a strike to Bailey Phillips. Can't say it enough. Allison Jamison, one of her better performances. She's been a fantastic pitcher for the Fighting Knights all season long, but looking to get her 7th win here. And now the Spartans are down to their final strike.
It's a great pitch by Allison Jameson. The off speed to take Bailey Phillips to an 0-2 count.
The 0-2 taken for a ball. One-two on its way.
Wow.
A nice pick there by the first baseman Diaz, retiring Phillips, and that will conclude the first game of this doubleheader. The final score will be 4-2 in favor of the Lynn Fighting Knights, and now this series now is even up at 1-1. It will be a rubber match. We'll see in the next game. Will be momentarily. What did you see from particularly Allison Jamison? Complete game, 2-run game, 7 innings. Very nice performance.
Well, we mentioned how she didn't have a lot of walks and didn't have a lot of strikeouts throughout the season, and she gave up 11 hits in this game. But the defense behind her really stood out to me. As here in the last inning, the bottom of the 7th, you had the left fielder come up with a web gem, and then first baseman there, Diaz, saves a base hit and lays out full extension. and able to get up and close the game for the Fighting Knights. But I think Game 3 is going to look a lot like Game 1. Not a lot of hits, and I think we're going to have Dooley versus Alexa. Another rematch of last night's ball game, as this one combined for 18 hits, but the Spartans lose 4-2. It'll be interesting to see if the Spartans can bounce back in Game 3.
So after this game, the Fighting Knights advanced to 16-11 on the season, 6-5 in Sunshine State Conference play, whereas the Tampa Spartans go to 15-10 on the year as well, 6-5. So by the end of this, one team will be 7-5 in Sunshine State Conference play, the other will be 6-6.
Yeah, it's going to be a really impactful game, not only for today in the series, but for the season and the whole conference in general. Somebody's going to have to make some breathing room for the rest of the division.
So we'll take a short intermission. We will have a quick look at the scorecard here. Yes, Sam Kay goes to 2-3 on the season. She gave up 4 runs, only 3 of which were earned. And we talked about it. A little bit rare for Michaela Dooley. The 3 walks, I think, is something that really stands out. She'll look to get back on track in the next game.
Yeah, even still, that 5th inning was just unfortunate for the Spartans. There was a couple plays to where the game could have went either way, and the Spartans could have been still tied at 2. But there was the ball hit to Bailey Phillips at third base, and she kind of didn't know what to do with it. And then there was the flare over Michaela Dooley's head, along with the 2 wild pitches. Unfortunate inning and unfortunate result for the Spartans. But I'm sure Coach Cantor is going to try to get him to bounce back in Game 3 and take the series.
So thanks again for joining us, but stay right with us because we have the second game of this doubleheader, which will take place probably about 10-15 minutes or so as each teams gather and have a huddle. So stay right with us. For Connor Moore and Dom Galone, we'll be right back. Stay right with us.